Hello everyone, and welcome back to Making the Movement. In this episode, we're going to follow up with our original claim about sharing both our trials and tribulations. So we're going to talk about some of the challenges that happened recently and just kind of what we did about them, right? Anytime you work on a new organization or a new project, there's always going to be challenges, and we were under no illusion here at Our Society that building a free and open election campaign platform was going to be a difficult task, to say the least. It's really funny, every week we're making new strides and trying new things and reaching out to people in new ways and organizing new events and doing all these positive things. So, you would imagine that most of the struggle would come from candidates not wanting to use the platform or users not wanting to use the platform, which, is certainly true to some extent, especially because we haven't really officially launched the platform yet. But you always kind of overlook the challenges that are going to come from your own error, right? Human error. Yesterday we were shooting an interview with one of our candidates who was going to be using the platform in 2018, Peter Jacob, running for New Jersey's Congressional 7th District. And Peter was just really great and really understanding. And we did a 2-hour interview, and we had a lot of great content and really great stuff to write about, and you edit it and produce a lot of really good content for you to kind of learn about this candidate who's not getting a ton of press because he's not a major mainstream candidate who's been in office for 10 plus years already. And it turns out that at the end of our interview, when we came home and we started to do some editing, we realized that essentially all of our equipment had failed at us at different points in time. So I had known the main camera that I shoot on now had failed because the memory card was full. So error number one on my part. And then the same thing happened to we used 2 cell phones to record a third angle, 3 angles. And both of them eventually ran out of memory as well and just stopped recording. But they didn't make a sound like a camera, so we were unaware. So that was essentially a from start to finish a 4-hour day just gone down the drain. And that's a pretty frustrating experience. And for those of you who've never kind of ventured on your own for a big project, or how about this, any project you do, right? There's these small and frustrating periods. But something that I like to implement personally, and that we do here at our society, is we have like what we call a zero-sum days, right? So the idea was, I feel this is just a personal work ethic thing, but sometimes after those big defeats, it's very easy to kind of want to just like call it a day, right? Just pack it up. I'm gonna hang out. I'm not gonna do any more work, and it's a challenging thing to fight. So I find that those days specifically, when you really get beat up, those are great days to kind of do the minutia, the small little tasks that are on your to-do list or just on your mind, and kind of just check them off the list. Stuff that's a little bit mindless, but needs to get done. And that way you ensure yourself, even though you had a pretty dismal failure for a day, a big event, a really great interview turned out to be essentially non-usable, it still gives you the opportunity to kind of make something out of the day. And I think with any movement, and I'm speaking from experience, building a business, my e-commerce business over the last 7 years, and now building, helping to build the OurSociety Experiment. It really is just about making sure that every day you have some little victories to count, right? Because there's going to be those days where you really end up disappointing just overall, and that's okay, right? That's part of the process. And I share this with you because we talk about all the time how our society is our project, right? Our experiment. So we want to be as transparent as possible. So even we want to show the big victories and the little victories. We want to show the little failures and the big failures. So this is just a great example of just being transparent about, yeah, we just totally wasted a day and that was a real bummer, but we made the best out of it. So just wanted to give a real quick update about some of the challenges. I'm sure you'll hear many more updates about our challenges in the future. But thanks so much for being part of the Our Society Experiment. I'll ask one favor because hopefully you feel bad for us with our challenges and you want to help us out a little bit more. If you could just take a moment just to tell one other person about the OurSociety Experiment, whether it's sharing the YouTube channel or sharing our Facebook channel and our Twitter and our Instagram and Reddit. Just kind of get the word out there, right? I think that we, at this stage in the game, before we launch, we're just trying to let people know that, hey, this is something we're doing, we're very serious about, we have candidates interested in doing with us, and we're really excited about it. So despite the little failures, it's still all worth it, and we still are driven by our main purpose, which is really unbreakable, in that a free and open election campaign platform would be great for all of us. All of us, regardless of ideology, party affiliation, etc. It would just make for a better, more engaging democracy. So thanks so much for tuning in, as always, to the OurSociety Experiment. Really appreciate you being here for this journey with us, and we'll see you next time.